Alright guys, welcome back folks, and I said folks this time. Wonderful surprise this morning. We've had a heat wave and a half in the 90s. Much needed rain this morning, but unfortunately with the heat I now have hundreds and hundreds of maggots coming out of the trash cans, coming in the side door into the shop. And mosquitoes are eating me alive in here. Shop vac and bug zapper to the rescue. But okay, for this series I'm going to talk about lubricants. I mentioned I watched Tom Lipton's first 100 videos. One of them was on lubricants. I was excited, new, green, bought everything he recommended, only to find out this doesn't apply to the mini mill or mini lathe. It's just for the big machines. So I wasted a lot of money and spent time figuring things out on my own. What cutting fluids, what this, that. Here's a picture of the shelf for you to see so you can understand these. This shelf had jars on it, and I kept losing the little bottles of fluid going, okay, where's the Tap Magic for aluminum? Where's this? So empty the jars out and put them into another jar and store those jars away for in case I break one. Because this whole wall thing, I went to Walmart, bought cases of jars. I just heard the bug zapper got something else. Yay. Laid them all out on the floor and made this whole wall unit fit those jars. So now new jars aren't the same size, aren't the same height, width, whatever. So I have backups. If I break one, I can, dump that, put the one of the spares up, and fill it up with whatever was in there. So, okay, lubricants, what I found out, what I play with, there's the shelf. You just saw it, where all the lubricants are kept, in place of the jars. Right in front of me, I can easily reach them. So I hope you guys learn something from this series. Cutting fluids. Yeah, you can see just a few here. And over the past some 10 years, I've tried a lot of different things. And I've gotten a lot of suggestions. Use lard, use this, use butter. I mean, come on, crazy. When I first started, I had bought this A9 aluminum cutting fluid, and I do have, these are all the bottles that I keep on the shelf. This is what I use constantly. That's all I reach for. These are all the refills here for these bottles. A9, bought it. I don't really see anything great about it. I do have A9 here. I don't use it that much. I'd rather use the other stuff. So it's dark stuff, as you can see. Don't really use that stuff. Then I got into Tap Magic cutting fluid. Oh, these two bottles are the same. This is for aluminum. Oh yeah, this is almost empty, and this is my backup for refilling it. Tap aluminum. I use this all the time. A lot of people may misunderstand what the purpose of the fluid is. It's primarily to keep your tool tips, your cutting edges cool. If they get hot, they're gone. If they get hot, your part can warp. I also try to keep the part cool. If I'm turning something and I know it's getting warm because the finish changes on it, I'll just stop, walk away for a half hour, let everything cool down, and then go back to turning or whatever I was doing. So this stuff primarily keeps the tool cool, and it does lubricate the part to keep the friction down, which keeps the temperature down on it. It also prevents chip buildup, galling, whatever you want to call it, on the part. So, because if your insert gets a buildup on it, it just does not cut right. This I use all the time. If I'm doing some parting, grooving, something like that, this goes in there. It does an incredible job. It keeps the sides lubricated, the friction down, the cutter just goes right in and everything curls right off of it. So I love this stuff. Shame. Yeah, I guess I bought a backup here, so that's a must for me. Then I had also bought this before that. Tap Magic, just general tapping fluid. I do have it here, and I think I use it occasionally for tapping, mainly for drilling. If I'm going to drill a hole, I'll shove that stuff in there. But yeah, it does a pretty good job. It keeps things cool. If you put oil or something when you're drilling, it just starts sliding around. It doesn't drill. It drills. You have to force it in, but that's it. I'd rather use this guy though. Drill Hog. You get a small bottle. I think it's $5 free shipping. This is miracle stuff for tapping, basically. You can use it for drilling, but this is what I use all the time for tapping. This is my backup bottle. My main bottle is still on the shelf by the machines for using. I use this on the mill and the lathes. The nice thing is it lasts a long time. It's really syrupy, kind of goopy stuff. So when you apply it to your tap, it doesn't run off. It just globs and sits there. So it works great. I love this stuff. And I always have WD-40 here. That's primarily for lapping. I'll put a piece of 600 grit on the granite plate, the grade B. I'll put some WD-40 on because it keeps the sandpaper from loading up. When you do aluminum, steel, or something, the particles load up in the sandpaper, and then the sandpaper isn't doing anything anymore. Oh, I put this in front of the microphone. Huh. Put it over here. Right. Okay. So I managed to find too, these things, the aerosol cans, spray all over the place. They foam up trying to refill the bottle. I found one which was a liquid pump kind of spray bottle, and that's what I use to fill these up with. That's great stuff for lapping. I'm constantly using that. I'll even put it on sandpaper if I want to finish something off that's in the lathe and it's spinning. I'll just run it there, and you'll see that sandpaper try to load up, but all the material's floating around in the WD-40. Also note, I don't think anybody reads the instructions. You're supposed to shake this before you use it. Now I moved it so the sediment's gone. No, it's still in the bottom of the bottle. You can see a big layer of stuff in here. If you shake it, that layer's gone. So I don't know what it is, but I always shake this stuff up before I use it. Another incredible thing too, Harbor Freight General Pneumatic Compressor Oil. I have it in this one right here, and this always sits on the shelf. This is an incredible machine cleaner. I don't get it. If I squeeze some of this like on my compound, and I take an acid brush and I swirl it around in a white paper towel, that towel is black. I put it on the ways, I put it on the vise and the mill, every place. It is an incredible, strange cleaner, but it works. So I'm not going to argue with it. I don't know. Yeah, this stuff. Yeah. So you can see too, I like these bottles because you don't waste stuff. It goes exactly where you want it to go. And there's regular motor oil here too. I have bottles of this stuff from neighbors moving and they're getting rid of stuff. 10, 30 weight. I have 520 or something like that on the shelf. But so that's it. So yeah, the tap aluminum for drilling, parting. A9 I don't really use. This is strange. This came recommended to me. Soluble oil. Mix it with water. And I've tried it a few times and it doesn't really do anything. So it's in a bottle, it sits on the shelf. If I want to use it, I can use it. That's the Tap Magic for steel. Regular motor oil, WD-40 for lapping. This. Writing alcohol goes all the way around the bottle, so I took the chemical HOG. C, right? hydrogen, oxygen, yeah. So this is just regular 50, wait, no, this is drill hog. Yeah, okay. I saw another machinist put the drill hog in this bottle because the bottle was a mess. And I took the biggest needle I could find, bore. It's hard to come out, but it's nicer, I guess, you know. So I have the drill hog in this for whenever I'm doing tapping and stuff like that. What else is it? Okay, anchor loop. I know everybody has that stuff. I was sent cases of it for free. The purpose of this stuff is not really a cutting fluid. It's water-based, and if you're in a machine shop with 15 machinists running a lathe, it's going to get smoky in there in a hurry. This stuff doesn't give out smoke, which is nice. It does keep the tool cool, but being water-based, if it drips on your compound or weighs, it stains. And I don't use it because I don't like the water. I'm afraid it's going to make the machine rust or something. And they all do this. I don't know why. They suck inside out. And you try to expand it. I guess you have to put compressed air on it. Yeah, to make it back around again. What? I don't know. Oh, I guess the water evaporates or something. There. Maybe it'll stay kind of puffed out. So that's anchor lube. I don't really use it. Occasionally it does work. Doesn't do much for a finish. None of these really do anything for a finish. They're just to keep the tool cool, the friction down, and that's it. My main cutting fluid is this, and everybody that copied me uses it now. They say it works perfectly. Motor oil and kerosene. If 1/3 kerosene to whatever you put in there for motor oil. If you put a cup of motor oil in there, 1/3 cup of kerosene, and this is always coming out. I'm always using it, mainly for turning. I don't think I've done anything. Yeah, if I'm fly cutting or face milling on the mill, that stuff. And it does smoke a lot, but it works. It keeps everything cool and sharp. Anybody else here? I guess no. The last thing, I don't have it over here, but it's alcohol. And to write alcohol on the, I was starting to say it until I realized it was drill hog. Alcohol would go all the way around. So I have the chemical compound, hydrogen, oxygen, carbon, or something like that, H, whatever, is written on the bottle. Alcohol is absolutely a must if you're working on plastics, because you got to keep the plastic cool. If it gets hot, and it gets hot fast, especially with an annular cutter, keeps the cutter cool, keeps the plastic cool, and it makes a big difference on the finishes that you get. So I think that's everything to cover here on cutting fluids. Everybody asks me, how do you get such fantastic finishes? Part of it's the insert, part of it's this mix right here, kerosene oil on the lathe. The other stuff, drilling, tapping, different fluids I use for that. So I think that covers it all. If you got any comments, please leave them. Just wanted to give a demonstration of this drill hog stuff. I didn't realize this was it because I just, the other bottle that I showed has a little lever flip top, and you squeeze it, too much comes out, it leaks from the bottle all over the place. So I had just put it in this bottle. I can see, look at how slow it moves. So I haven't tried it really yet. I've got the biggest tip possible. But if you have a part like this in the mill, I don't know how I can hold it where my hand is out of the camera, but let's see what it's gonna do. It's running down to the tip. And I'm squeezing, nothing yet. Try squeezing it again. Yeah, right, it's thick stuff. There it is, it's coming out. I don't know if you can see that, but it doesn't run any place. I can turn it upside down all around. So if you're going to put that on your tap and you tap a hole, it's beautiful. If you have it on a part that you're going to use a threading die on or a rethreading die, it does a beautiful job. Wipe it off. So that's the stuff. I guess I wish I probably have an assortment of needles. You know that shortness, maybe. I don't know how I can shorten it, but I guess I'll just use it as is. It just takes a while to squeeze and get it down there. I don't think I want to dilute it at all, but okay, well, time will tell. This is going on the shelf. I think this is better than the other one, which squirts out too much. Oh, I get it off of eBay, and I just went and looked, and it's like $15 for that little bottle. I don't think I paid that much. I think I paid around $5. Maybe the price went up. It is free shipping. It does say or best offer. I don't know, when you offer $10, I don't know whether to go for it or not. I don't think too many people use it. I mean, I've watched a lot of other YouTube machinist channels, and I don't see anybody using this stuff. It's great. So it's on my shelf, and yeah, experimental now, new container. So wanted to add that one on, just a little demo. Alright, I just wanted to explain this Tap Magic for aluminum a little bit better. Boy, that is a really small needle for this thing. But yeah, it doesn't leak, dispenses easily, it's pretty liquidy. But as far as drilling on aluminum, when you start drilling, you haven't really reached the outside of the cutting edges, the flutes, yet. So you just made a little pocket. I'll put this on it. I don't know what it does, but all of a sudden chips start flying and curling out. So this accelerates drilling into aluminum somehow. I mean, it really accelerates it. So if I'm trying to make a really perfect hole with nice shiny sides, this stuff will do it. The other thing is, I said I use it for parting and grooving, but I'll talk about parting. These are pretty thin blades. I grind them myself on the D-bit grinder, but you can square it up to the face of your chuck, so you know you're not at an angle. But inevitably, the cutting edge isn't perfectly square. If you're slightly off, one edge is going to be cutting and the other edge is getting pushed. And I'll see it too. I'll see this blade actually bend. My compound is, I can't lock it down to keep it from moving, so it's locked on the lead screw, which has a lot of play to it. So inevitably, this tool will start walking to the side. Now, I could make these edges cut, but I don't, because if I'm trying to groove a specific width and this thing walks to the side, well, my groove is wider than it should be. So I don't do that. So what happens is the friction on one side, because it's pushing up against the wall, starts the chatter, and this stuff stops it. I don't know how, but this keeps the walls on both sides slick, oiled, something, because this cutter just goes straight in, doesn't want to move to the sides. Chips just start curling right out. It accelerates cutting aluminum just the same way it does drill bits. So I don't get it, but I'm not going to argue with it. I love this stuff, and like I said, I showed, I have a backup bottle of it because I'm almost out of it, gone through that entire bottle already. That's why this is a bigger bottle than the rest of them, because I'm using it like almost all the time for stuff. I just wanted to add that little bit to this. Well, this is the alcohol I was talking about, and I keep it in this nice little bottle. Doesn't leak, doesn't melt the bottle. The smallest tip possible, and yeah, it flows out pretty good. And just a side issue, I was watching a YouTube video on how alcohol is made, and I was surprised. They had little clips in there of people pouring it on their hands to sterilize, I guess, their hands. Pouring it on counters to clean and sterilize the counter. And I would have thought you don't want to do that because your hands will be white because it's going to take the moisture out. And it doesn't. There's a bunch of it right there. It dries fast, yeah, alcohol, there, it's gone already. And my hand's fine. It's just weird stuff, so. But in any case, yeah, this is a must for plastic, especially acrylics. Acrylic likes to melt. If you have a piece of acrylic in the mill, in the vise in the mill, and you're face milling it, it's going to get hot and it's going to melt. And you're not going to have a finish like that. This was face milled. So, and with, yeah, I just put some alcohol on it, rub it around with my finger, and then you got to quickly machine it because it's evaporating. So I kind of put an ample amount on it. So I just went in there, there's the chemical compound, carbon, hydrogen, oxygen. I didn't put the little numbers underneath to indicate how many carbons, hydrogens, and oxygen. But yeah, like I said, writing alcohol all the way around the bottle. This is just a Sharpie too. It wipes off, but I try not to touch it. I try to grab on the sides or whatever when I use the stuff. And the other ones, I kind of wrote it on the top to avoid contact with it. And I like these containers, yeah. There's no fluid leaking in here, any place. And you can accidentally knock it down and it doesn't get poured all over the place. Just wanted to add that to the video.